แล้วต่อละ
Gansu, China. In the steep valleys and mountain towns of the province, a sudden surge of rain sent torrents crashing through rivers and dry gullies, turning them into violent channels of mud and rock. Villages clinging to the slopes were left cut off as roads cracked apart. Slopes gave way, and walls of debris swept across paths and courtyards. Power poles leaned at odd angles where the ground beneath them had been scoured away. In some places, tangled lines lay across the mud, silencing phones and cutting off electricity. For days, entire pockets of the countryside could only communicate by word of mouth, carried on foot across unstable ground. Fields that once stepped neatly down the hillsides and terraces are now broken, the soil stripped bare or buried beneath layers of silt and stone. The channels that fed them, small irrigation ditches and hand-built conduits, are split open or clogged with rubble. Farmers speak of seed stores turned to sludge, tools lost under mud, and harvests erased before they began. Low-lying neighborhoods in rural towns fared little better. Houses were filled chest-high with mud, their furniture and possessions half submerged. Stone walls crumbled where rainwater soaked the mortar, and wooden beams bowed under the weight of soaked earth, pressing in from the hillsides. In the narrow lanes, heaps of broken doors and water-warped timber mark, where homes must be gutted before anyone can return. Water sources have not been spared. Wells that served communities for generations are now murky, their casings cracked or flooded with runoff. In some villages, people walk long distances to reach cleaner supplies, often carrying what they can in plastic buckets or improvised containers. The simple act of finding drinkable water has become a daily challenge. The roads that tied these areas to the rest of the province are a patchwork of collapse and blockage. Bridges are stranded mid-span where their approach is washed away, and asphalt hangs like torn cloth over empty space where floodwater gouged the soil beneath. Emergency crews have to carve new routes or haul supplies on foot where machinery can't reach. Telecommunication workers pick their way over rockfalls to splice torn cables, often working from temporary towers to get a faint signal back into the worst-hit valleys. Repairing the backbone of service will take longer, not just because of the damage, but because the land itself has shifted, making old routes unstable. In the high catchments, creeks that usually trickle in late summer turned into roaring brown floods. They carried down boulders, uprooted trees, and enough loose earth to redraw the map of riverbeds. In some places, the channels have cut deeper than anyone remembers, leaving sheer banks and unstable overhangs that threaten further collapse. Local authorities have set up temporary shelters in areas that can still be reached. Canvas tents line the grounds of schools and community halls, where families gather with the few belongings they manage to save. Aid trucks carry water containers, food staples, and tarps, while engineers try to shore up riverbanks and carve safe tracks through the debris. The destruction is more than physical. These valleys depend on the steady rhythm of planting and harvest, on goods moving to market and supplies coming in. With fields ruined and roads gone, entire livelihoods hang in limbo. Rebuilding will mean replacing not just structures, but the systems that tie them together. Water networks, access roads, drainage channels, all rebuilt stronger to stand against the next surge. Recovery will demand patience and resources. Slopes must be anchored, bridges reinforced, and drainage redesigned to carry away sudden downpours without tearing through farmland. For now, the work is urgent and unending, but in the hills of Gansu, where the floodwater carved deep scars, the push to rebuild has already begun. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a real, calm, and clear report. Note, some footage in this video may be used for illustration and may not show the exact event described. See you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe.